we are back once again. मैं हूँ आपकी mentor CA अनु अग्रवाल and I am going to be teaching you the nitty-gritties of economics, which is going to help you score those wonderful marks in HSC board economics. In the last class, we had a discussion on forms of market. At that time, I did not use the text material. I gave you an idea as to what market is all about. Today, we'll be using the text material. Before I start teaching, guys, you need to understand what kind of questions are you getting as far as exams are concerned. From this particular chapter per se, more of questions in give one economic word. वहाँ पर it is there. Then there is a graph in question number 5 wherein you need to identify that this is a monopolistic competition or it's a monopoly. Then a long question, question number 6, which is of 8 marks, wherein you'll be asked, might be monopoly or monopolistic or perfect competition. As per the past papers which I've seen in the past 2-3 years, lot of questions have been asked on monopoly. Long question. So I hope you can understand that this chapter once again is very, very important. आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे मैम हर सब्जेक्ट को बोलती है, हर टॉपिक को बोलती है इम्पॉर्टेंट है, मैं क्या करूँ, 10 ही टॉपिक्स हैं एंड HSC board is really making a very good attempt in asking questions from each of your topics and they're trying to cover up each topic in a very nice manner, right? तो हम कुछ भी छोड़ नहीं सकते, but yes, हमारा belief that we are going to get those wonderful marks, उस belief को हमें नहीं छोड़ना है. So on that note, let's start with forms of market. In the last class, yes, we did discuss the market, the definition, the classification, classification on the basis of place, local, domestic, international, and classification on the basis of time, very short, short, long, and very long. Important thing as far as examination goes is, you should understand that all costs, fixed or variable, become variable as far as long term is concerned. ये question number 1 में A part में they ask you, you know, they'll give you दो चीजें देंगे. जब आप अपना क्वेश्चन का पैटर्न देखेंगे तो उसमें आप रियलाइज करेंगे कि देयर इज repetitively a question wherein the question is wherein you have to write that all costs become variable in the long term. और उसका logic क्या है कि you have time to actually change on the decisions which you have taken with respect to fixed costs. So every cost becomes variable. You can go back and change with respect to not only the factors of production like raw material, labor, but also on the fixed elements. Now going further, classification of markets on the basis of competition, guys. Now here we did not use the text material, which I'm going to use now. As I explained to you, perfect competition means where the demand for the output of each product is perfectly elastic. This is very important. This is for a 2-marker. Again, for question number 1, they can ask you, give one economic word for the kind of competition where the demand for the output of each producer is perfectly elastic. Now, this can be the line which they can pick up. So you should know perfect competition is the kind of competition where the demand for the output for each producer is perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic means price कम होएगा तो demand बढ़ेगी. So the producer has to be very specific that people are very sensitive to price, extremely responsive to price. ऐसा क्यों होता है वो मैंने लास्ट क्लास में बताया था. प्रोडक्ट होमोजेनस है, बहुत सारे कंज्यूमर्स हैं, बहुत सारे सप्लायर्स हैं. नो सप्लायर इज गिविंग यू एनीथिंग which is special. So for me, I will go to a person who is giving me the product at the cheapest cost. So basic characteristic of a perfect competition is that the output for each producer is perfectly elastic. That's what you need to remember. For a longer question, yes, you are being asked features of perfect competition. Guys, हमने लास्ट टाइम बोला था इवन इफ आई डोंट हैव द टेक्स्ट मटेरियल, हम कॉमन सेंसिकली क्या क्या लिख सकते हैं. फर्स्ट, ये ऐसा कोई प्रोडक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए जो ओनली फ्यू पीपल आर यूजिंग. जब कहीं पर भी कुछ भी लिमिटेशन आ जाता है तो वो परफेक्ट कंपटीशन नहीं रहेगा. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड. सो वन इज, there are loads and loads of people who can actually produce and sell this product. That means there are a lot of sellers, and at the same time there are a lot of buyers for that product. So can I take up L from here? Large number of buyers and sellers of this particular product are there in the market. Most important, product is homogeneous. ये बारी बारी मैं emphasize कर रही हूँ, कोई भी difference नहीं है. Free entry exit. Anybody can enter the market, anybody can leave the market. Now, a lot of students have questions in regard to this particular thing. So, मैं आपको एक example देकर समझाने की कोशिश करती हूँ. Let's say, what example do I give? Okay, all schools. Let's say in my vicinity there are 5 schools. All of the schools are offering HSC board. All schools are offering the state board, right? Syllabus same है. Every student will be giving the examination of the state board in grade 10th. फिर भी why do we decide a school कि नहीं this school is better or that school is better? किसी का infra अच्छा है तो किसी की यहाँ teaching fraternity अच्छी है. कुछ तो different है. That is what is creating an edge for that particular school, and you have an option to choose, right? On the other hand, ऐसा होए कि there is no edge altogether. Let's say, let me put up an example. It's like I'm a one person who's selling normal apples grown from the same field, right? Now I'm selling apples, X is selling apple, Y is selling apple, Z is selling apples. All of us are selling the same apple. कोई difference नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. Now our product is homogeneous. तुम खरीदते वक्त तुम्हारे पास कोई तुम सोचोगे नहीं कि मैं X से खरीदूं कि Y से खरीदूं कि Z से खरीदूं. You are getting the same apple only, but you will be price sensitive. कि अच्छा, why should I buy from X? Maybe X is giving 1 rupee cheaper, right? Then instead of buying from Y, you will prefer to buy it from X. So guys, homogeneous word का मतलब होता है the product has got nothing special. All the suppliers are giving a similar product. There are no frills attached. That's known as homogeneous product. Am I very sound and clear? And yes, free entry exit. Now coming up, single price. Single price कैसे हो जाएगा? अभी if I am charging 10 rupees and a supplier charges 9 rupees for a product which is absolutely homogeneous with respect to the product which I am selling, मुझे भी तो अपना प्राइस 9 करना होगा. Let's say another person comes in and supplier और उसने प्राइस 8 कर दिया. Now we are all selling absolutely same product. Now if he can sell it for 8 and there is no edge, I repeat, there is no edge, there is no transportation cost, there is nothing special. Now in that situation, if he is selling at 8, how can we too afford to sell it at 9? So maybe in the short run, till the time lot of sellers join in, maybe हो सकता है कि price different हो, but over a period of time, if it's a homogeneous product, each one of us will have to sell the product at the same price. इसीलिए single price. And yes, we all know, perfect knowledge है, perfect mobility of factors of production है. So I'm using MF here, mobility of factors of production. There is no transportation cost, मतलब कुछ extra नहीं है. Absence of transportation cost. क्यों specifically लिखा? क्योंकि this could be a reason of competition, guys. कि मेरे पास raw materials, मेरे पास चीजें हैं तो मेरा transportation cost नहीं लग रहा, तो मेरा cost सस्ता हो जाएगा ना in comparison to the person जिसको वही चीज मंगानी पड़ रही है तो उसका transportation cost लग रहा है तो उसके लिए वो चीज महंगी हो रही है. Are you getting my point? So they're very clear. There is a perfect mobility of factor of production and there is absence of transportation cost. ये बहुत important है. There is no government intervention, राइट. सो देयर आर 8 फीचर्स और मुझे सारे के सारे 8 फीचर्स चाहिए क्योंकि अगर ये क्वेश्चन आएगा ये एग्जामिनेशन में लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन आएगा. सो पहले आप डेफिनेशन देंगे. जब आप डेफिनेशन देंगे आपकी डेफिनेशन में essentially ये लाइन होनी चाहिए कि perfect competition prevails when the demand for the output of each producer is perfectly elastic. I need this line for you to start your answer. Then for the features, large number of buyers. So can we make some shortcut for ourselves? L, we have got L, we have got H, F. Can we make some mnemonic out of it? Okay, कोई mnemonic बन रहा है? Okay. Can we say सफलता का trigger mutual fund? अब आप बोलोगे ऐसे कैसे? सफलता का, if you can take it up. For S, it's a single price, that is in perfect competition, the price, it's a single price which is there. Nobody can demand more price. So सफलता का S. We have got F for free entry and exit. We have got सफलता. So H is for homogeneous product and L is for large number of buyers and sellers. Yes. सफलता का trigger K would be for knowledge of the market. Everybody is knowledgeable. Trigger में we have got the transportation cost and the government policy में कोई change नहीं है. Can you look at it? Absent, no government intervention. So trigger के लिए T and G. And mutual funds will be talking about mobility of perfect mobility of factors of production. So can you remember for the features? सफलता का trigger हमारा mutual fund. So सफलता का trigger mutual fund. So MF is for mobilization of factors of production. Trigger would have your no transportation cost and government intervention. K would have knowledge of the markets. Everybody in the, whether it is buyer or seller, is completely informed. And then Safal will have your single price, it will have your homogeneous product, it will have free entry and exit, and it will be talking about large number of buyers and sellers. So guys, this is how you remember your perfect competition. Now we have try to determine the price in perfect competition. जैसा कि मैंने आपको थोड़ी देर पहले समझाया कि perfect competition में single price कैसे होता है, और मैंने I also use that maybe in the short run a person till the time more sellers join in can demand a higher price, but slowly and gradually what happens is each of the suppliers will have to sell the goods at the same price, and the logic is there is nothing which a supplier is offering different in respect to the other supplier. That is, a product is homogeneous, right? मैंने आपको एक स्कूल का एग्जाम्पल दिया कि जहां पर सेम सिलेबस पढ़ाया जा रहा है, आप सेम बोर्ड एग्जाम दे रहे हो, but there is an edge, right, which each school is giving. There is no perfect competition in respect of that. But when we are talking about selling apples, which are absolutely homogeneous, same जगह पे है, no transportation cost, no government intervention, कोई खर्चा नहीं है, कोई भी जन ज्वाइन कर सकता है एप्पल बेचने के काम में. कुछ ऐसा ग्रेट कुछ भी नहीं है. यू नीड टू बाय एप्पल्स एंड देन रीसेल इट. दैट्स एन होमोजेनस प्रोडक्ट. ऐसे में one person or one supplier cannot afford to control the market. Each one of us will have to end up selling the product at a single price. And ये exam में you can get a question of 4 marks wherein you are being asked that how price is being determined in perfect competition. जब इस तरीके का question आए, please perfect competition को define करें. फिर then in 2-3 words, please tell that in perfect competition why there is a single price the way I am telling you. Then yes, they have made a demand and supply schedule. If you can look at it, at when the price per they have also taken up the example of apples. Okay, when the price of apples is 100, then the quantity demanded is 5,000 and quantity supplied is 1,000. Can you see that? Demand is 5,000 but supply कम है. जब डिमांड ज्यादा होगी सप्लाई से, एज आई सेड, ऐसा सिचुएशन कम होगी. कब होगी? जब सप्लायर्स कम है, राइट? अब डिमांड को पूरा करने के लिए मोर सप्लायर्स विल एड इन. सेलिंग एप्पल्स इज नॉट it is not requiring lot of बोलते ना, आपको ना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए, ना आपको कुछ भी स्पेशल नहीं चाहिए, कुछ ऐसा नॉलेज आप पढ़े लिखे होने चाहिए, कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं चाहिए, राइट? सो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन? क्योंकि डिमांड 5,000 है, supply is only 1000, more suppliers will join in, and that's exactly happened. So price from 100 went up to 200, demand गिर गई from 5000 to 4000, but supply बढ़ गई. Maybe few more sellers have joined in, but still demand is more than the supply. What happens? The price rises to 300. When the price rises to 300, price बढ़ गया है तो demand कम हो गई, प्राइस बढ़ गया, क्वांटिटी लेकिन सप्लाइड ये, कैन यू लुक एट इट, दिस इज एब्सोल्युटली गोइंग एज पर लॉ ऑफ डिमांड. प्राइस बढ़ रहा है, डिमांड घट रही है, लेकिन प्राइस बढ़ रहा है, सप्लाई बढ़ रही है. सो कैन यू सी दैट नाउ एट 300, 3000 is the demand and 3000 is the supply. Now here demand is equivalent to supply. If price increase होगा, demand गिरेगी लेकिन supply बढ़ जाएगा, and this is a bad situation because there is more supply, तो again the price will have to come down. Price 500 नहीं होगा, मेरे according ये चाहिए ही नहीं मुझे, right? Because if you increase the price, the supply is more and the demand is less. So technically ये situation पहुंचेगी नहीं, right? But theoretically we just try to tell the student that okay, price 500 कर दिया तो demand इतना हो जाएगा. But ये correction होगा कि नहीं होगा कि if people are wanting to buy 3000 units at 300 and seller is also ready to supply at 3000, this is a point of equilibrium. And this is how price is being determined in a perfect competition. That is, more sellers keep on joining in, supply keeps on increasing, and एक time ऐसा आ जाता है जब each of the supplier is selling at the price at which the consumer is ready to buy. So look at it. This is what they have tried to explain. So you'll have to say where the price DD is equivalent to SS is the equilibrium price. So the process of price determination, they have tried to make a graph out of it, and I think अब आप सब लोग को समझ में आ गया होगा कि कैसे बनेगा. डिमांड ग्राफ है तो प्राइस अगर 100 है तो डिमांड आपकी कितनी है, 5000 है. So D would be a downward sloping curve. If you want me to draw this graph, I can do it for you. At 100 rupees of price, demand is 5000 units. As the price went up, it went up to 200. The demand fell from 5000, it came down to 4000. Price went up to 300. The demand from 4000 went up to 3000. So the demand curve is a downward sloping curve. Usually हम जब demand curve बनाते हैं हम price कम करते हैं, तो यहाँ आपको उल्टा लग रहा होगा कि मैम यहाँ तो आप price बढ़ा रहे हो, but प्राइस बढ़ा रहे हैं, बट एट द सेम टाइम द डिमांड कर्व तो कैसे, अगर आप उसको देखेंगे प्राइस जैसे जैसे कम हो रहा है वैसे वैसे डिमांड बढ़ रही है, राइट? सो इट्स अ डाउनवर्ड स्लोपिंग कर्व ओनली. ऑन द अदर हैंड, एज फार एज सप्लाई इज कंसर्न, व्हेन द प्राइस वाज 100 only 1000 the suppliers were ready to supply 1000 units only, and so forth. जैसे जैसे प्राइस बढ़ता जाएगा सप्लाई बढ़ती जाएगी. This is the point, that is 300 price है and 3000 demand है and 3000 supply है, is the point of equilibrium. Guys, in the examination, please, price determination के ऊपर question है, आपको definition, then making the schedule, then making the graph की labeling, very very important, extremely important, right? आप सिर्फ you write down SS, DD, but if you do not define that this is the equilibrium price, you are not going to get marks, because the question is on how do you determine price in a perfect competition. So I hope I am clear. Theoretically you are clear that in perfect competition में why there is a single price, and I hope from examination point of view you understand that आपको एक schedule बना के graph बनाना है और represent करना है. Going further, guys, now we talk about imperfect competition, and imperfect competition mein we have got monopoly, where there is a single seller. When there is a single seller, there is no competition, then he is the price maker, right? As I said, from the past 2-3 papers, I saw that a lot of questions have come on monopoly. So monopoly ke features are, one is you need to write the definition. Mono means one and poly means seller. So please start your definition. Monopoly की definition से mono means one and poly means seller. There's only one person who's controlling the market. Then in that particular situation क्या हो जाएगा? What are the features? Biggest sub feature क्या है? There's a single seller. And of course, there's no substitute because there's no other supplier. There is a barrier to entry. Maybe प्रोडक्ट ऐसा है जिसको हर कोई नहीं बना सकता, या उस प्रोडक्ट पे पेटेंट राइट है, या उसके लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कुछ तो है. नॉट एवरीबडी कैन एंटर. सो देयर कैन बी लीगल, नेचुरल, टेक्नोलॉजिकल बैरियर्स. ये मुझे एग्जाम में चाहिए. सो अ क्वेश्चन कैन कम इन द एग्जामिनेशन फॉर 2 marks. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 में दे गिव यू आइडेंटिफाई द कंसेप्ट या गिव वन इकोनॉमिक वर्ड फॉर इट एंड देन रीजन इट आउट. तो उसमें वो आपको छोटा सा कुछ लाइन दे देंगे कि this company is not able to enter the market. They'll give you something with which you can identify that this is a monopoly. And in that reason में तुम्हें लिखना पड़ेगा there is a barrier to entry because of legal, technological or natural reasons. That is going to give you marks. Next is such people have a complete control over the market. एक ही आदमी है ना? Yes, they are the price makers. Price discrimination. A monopolist being a price maker, he can charge different prices to different consumers for the same product. Yes or no? Depending on the time, place, what is more important? एक ही जन है ना, उसका product is something which is unique. So he is the one who's, जैसे बोलते ना, he determines मुझे इसको इस प्राइस पे देना है. So he can create that price discrimination. He is the price maker. And yes, this is something very important. This has also come. No distinction between firm and industry. Usually a group of firms doing the same business is an industry. But यहाँ तो एक ही firm है ना. So guys, features of monopoly, if we try to remember, one is a single seller, no close substitute. So can we take up another S? Barriers to entry. Okay, can we take up E here? Complete control over market. Can we take up M here? Price discrimination, price maker, KP, and no distinction between firm and industry. Can I take up I? तो गाइज हमको याद करने के लिए 2 बार P है, 2 बार S है, E है, M है, I है. क्या बनाए हम? PS खरीद लो EMI पे, तो 2 P, प्राइस मेकर एंड प्राइस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. ही इज द प्राइस मेकर. मोनोपोली में एक ही बायर है, ही इज द प्राइस मेकर. एंड 1 P is he can demand different price for different people depending on the time, place, right? P square. S is for single seller and no single substitute. E is for barriers to entry. M is for complete control over the market. And I is for no difference between firm and industry. So guys, इसको याद करने के लिए क्या करो? PS खरीद लो EMI पे. But PS में 2 बार P है और 2 बार S है. Yes? Going further, types of monopoly. Private monopoly. When an individual or a private body controls a monopoly firm, it's a private monopoly. They have given the example of Tata Group. Now, second, they're talking about public monopoly, that it is being controlled and owned completely by the government. Legal monopoly. So there is legal monopoly mein they are saying a person who has got patent or copyrights, so it forbids others to use it. So that's known as legal monopoly. And natural monopoly is it's like इस जगह पर ये चीज हम ही कर सकते हैं, राइट? या आप बोल सकते हो मोनोपोली क्रिएटेड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ नेचुरल कंडीशंस लाइक क्लाइमेट, रेनफॉल, लोकेशन. एज आई सेड, इस जगह पर एक चीज ये हम ही कर सकते हैं, लोकेशन वाइज आई एम द बॉस. सो नेचुरल मोनोपोली. सिंपल मोनोपोली इज अ सिंगल सेलर. Discriminating monopoly is a monopoly charging different prices to different buyers, like a doctor charging different fees to different patients. Voluntary monopoly. Voluntary monopoly comes together, which is like they want to just cut down on competition. So what they do, they lot of monopolists, they just come together, and the intention is that they want to maximize on profits. So They have given the example of OPEC, that is Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, wherein they do not want any competition, so they have come together. So how many kinds of monopoly we have talked about? Voluntary monopoly, wherein cutting down of competition. ये exam point of view से क्यों important है? They can give one economic term for the same. ठीक है, तो जहां पर monopolists come down for the purpose, the whole purpose is to earn profit and cut down on competition. That's voluntary monopoly. If we say that the monopoly is created because of legal provisions, example trademark, copyright, then that will be legal monopoly. If I give you a question in the examination wherein I say that due to this climatic condition, this particular product can be grown only in this particular area. Now that's natural monopoly. So legal monopoly, natural monopoly, voluntary monopoly is clear to all of us. Simple monopoly is single firm, single seller. And discriminating monopoly, wherein a buyer, the seller is charging different prices to different customers. It's like they have given the example of doctor. आपको exam में ये सवाल मिल सकता है. For example, it's like service industry की बात करूँ तो being a chartered accountant, maybe I can charge a different fees to do different clients. I can do that depending on, it's my discretion. So discriminating monopoly. So discriminating monopoly is the discretion of the seller. That's why discriminating monopoly. Example हो तो लिख सकते हैं. Voluntary monopoly, competition cut करना है, monopolists एक साथ आते हैं. Natural monopoly can be created because of natural reasons, location, climate. Simple monopoly is what we know, single seller is there. Then legal monopoly is because of trademarks and use of copyright. Public monopoly means the government is controlling the organization, and private monopoly is that one single individual or private body is controlling the whole market. So with that we come to an end as far as monopoly is concerned, right? So I think now it's time for us to take a break, and I will be soon seeing you with the last part of this particular chapter, wherein we'll be talking about oligopoly, and that's it. So see you in my next class. If at all you're liking my lectures, please do like the lecture, share it with your friends. And if at all you want me to teach you something more or something differently, comment for the same. And do subscribe for our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.